TBC tier list. Oh yeah, a tier list for TBC classes. I wanted to make one. Oh, here we go. Damn. Well, I'll just go with what I know. Affliction Warlock can apparently top DPS, and you need to have one. So I'm gonna put them in S tier altogether. Plus Warlocks in general. I'm gonna think about PvP too. Warlocks in general are really fucking good. Obviously, you got to play the spec. But in general, if you go and you want to play Affliction Warlock, you're good with fucking Warlock. I put them in S tier, straight up. They're like the top DPS. Maybe A tier. You're right. Hunters tend to win, especially early on. But from what I gather, Warlocks are top. Seed of Corruption is disgusting. They're insane in dungeons. They're pretty good. And I'm also considering PvP. Arcane Mages. Oh. Arcane Mages are complicated. They suck on their own. But if you do a raid that's like actually sweaty and like you're funneling innervates and power infusions and you're killing the boss relatively quickly, they're S tier, right? Aren't they like the best DPS? It's also post nerf, so maybe bosses die quicker. I'm gonna go with A tier. I bet they get better as time goes on. I think they scale really well, but they're still really good. Am I crazy? They'll be S. Okay, but for everybody, they are fucking OP when they get 2-set and a Shadow Priest demo lock-in raid. I mean, do you need like, are you gonna get funneled innervates? Are you gonna go at all? I mean, you don't need them? Okay. So you're still S tier with no power infusion, no innervates. You're a random arcane mage in a pug. You're still S tier. Let's assume you have a Shadow Priest, sure. Wow. No way above lock. See, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if I put him above lock. I'm going to go A tier. I'm going A tier. But I don't know. I could be wrong. But they're up there. They're really fucking good. Arms Warrior. I'm going to go A tier as well. Everything's going to go A. You need an Arms Warrior in raid. 1. You're going to do less damage than, say, Fury Warrior, but you increase everyone's physical damage dealt by 4%. That's really... People are going to look for Arms Warriors, so your utility is big. You need that. And you're good in PvP. Arms Warriors are pretty sick. You just have to, you know, be really patient, because you're going to sit every CC for 10 years. You don't play the game much. Arms are the same tier as Arcane is wild. But Arcane doesn't bring any utility. I guess I should stop thinking about PvP at all. Am I crazy? Man, it's so hard to do a tier list thinking about utility and what you bring. Ugh. Alright, I'll put arms in B tier. I guess I'm going to stop giving a fuck about the utility and just think about the solo experience of how much fun you're going to have. We'll go with that. Arms Warrior, B tier. Is this Assassination Rogue? You just don't play it. D tier. It's just a worse combat. You don't play it in PvP. You don't play... Honestly, F tier. Someone said you can get... If you get really good daggers, it's close. It can almost be as good DPS as Assassination or as combat, but it's just worse. This is combat? No. Combat has got to be this right here. That's combat. You're all wrong. So D tier for Assassination. Y'all are just used to seeing in Venom. Moonkin. See, this is what I'm saying. Moonkin gives the entire raid 3% hit. Like, this is the kind of class where people will have 19 in their raid and they'll be saying, looking for one more, need a Boomkin. But then you go in raid and you don't do any damage. You don't even innervate yourself because your class is worthless. You innervate someone else. You just sit you do no damage, but you keep Fairy Fire up. So, like, where do you put that? Like, some could argue S tier. I mean, really. No, they couldn't. I mean, dude. Utility tier. It is a fucking utility. I guess just talking about it kind of explains really where you're at. I'm going to put you in A tier. No, I'll put you in B tier. And just because you're going to have like D tier damage and you're going to have like S tier utility, we're going to meet in the middle and go in B. BM Hunter, S tier, highest DPS. I always see it parse and shit on everything, always. Combat Rogue, C tier? I feel like rogues don't bring anything. Like, you can see how important having one of every single class in the game is. It's super important, at least on some classes. Boomkin, Rep Paladin, Enhancement Shamans. Having a rogue makes you have one less of those. And their damage isn't that great. Improved expose armor. Whatever. Minimal. So yeah, you're going to fucking C tier with your best spec. PVE. We're just doing PVE here. But you'll be great in PvP. We have kicks. That's great. So do warriors. And most classes. Anyways. Demo Warlock. I mean, what does Demo Warlock do? Don't you play Destro in Raid? It's good on some fights where you move a lot. You need one. Still S tier? Really? One affliction for improved curse. Demo does great damage and gives buffs. Wow. So basically, this is S tier, as well as Destro. Destro's higher overall than Demo. I mean, than Bang? Warlock is just disgusting overall. Disc Priest. I'll do a PvP one after this. Disc Priest. Where is Disc Priest in PvP? Or in fucking TBC PVE? I don't think people play Disc, do they? They all play Holy? You want one? Do you? For what? For PI? This guy says, I played Disc. You give spell power, mass dispel, spirit, and SP. Okay, so Disc is like fucking C tier. Right? I'm going to put it there. Ellie Shaman. Ampy said, and I trust him, he's saying that Ellie Shaman actually owns early on in TBC. It actually fucking owns. It falls off because it doesn't scale as well as most other classes like arcane mages and stuff like that. But early on, for the first 6 months, and probably after, you're pretty good. And you're a shaman, you bring totems, and you give your caster group 3% hit and 3% crit. I think it's better to just take another warlock. It's like overall more damage than the extra totem the Ellie Shaman gives. But I'm going to put it in B tier, you know. I think I'll put it there. Enhancement, I'll be honest. Dare I say enhancement might be S tier. Because of the utility and its individual damage. Seriously. Low S. Again, it's one of those classes where people are going to say looking for enhancement shaman. If you're going to see pugs looking for specific DPS classes, you know it's onto something. Shadow priests are going to be needed. Maybe there will be an abundant amount of them, but those will be needed. Balanced druids will be needed, and enhancement shamans will be needed. Shamans in general are just not a high played class. All right, feral druid. Ooh, I'll be honest. I'm thinking it's probably a solid A. You also bring leader of the pack. It's coming up close to enhancement. I don't think it's below enhancement, probably around there. Am I crazy? Wholly biased. Am I crazy? Why am I wrong? Because this is also talking about tank druids, which are the best tanks, without a doubt, in TBC. And then the feral damage is pretty good. It's not bad. It's not. And then you also provide leader of the pack and you can off tank if we're talking about just the DPS. Like, how is this not... Mike, you're all just calling me biased, but I think I'm wrong. TBC Karazhan logs. Oh, God. Problem with fucking... No one knows how to play feral, I swear. Oh, God. Yeah, listen, I'm telling you, Feral Druid is way better than what these logs are showing. They're better than balanced druids. What? What are these logs? How do you possibly perform so badly? Wait, it's because they're tanking. It's because they're fucking tanking and their damage gets lower because of it. The dot at the end is the best log? Bullshit! That cannot be right! What? Go 99th percentile? How do I get to 99th percentile? Seriously. What the fuck? It's that bad? This can't be correct. There's no way. Fury Warrior is, wow. Fire Mage, Destro Lock, BM Hunter. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, here's what I'm going to say. All right, I remember doing TBC. I'm going to fucking find it. I did TBC. Y'all know Bruce Wayne? He's a friend of mine. He's a multi-rank 1 hunter. He's won CDLs. He's a competitor. He's a parser. He knows hunters. He would barely out DPS me. Barely. I was a feral druid. Okay? So you look at these rankings, and I know he's playing his class right. Weaving and everything. Playing a BM hunter. Not survival. Not marksman. He was BM. This just tells me that no one knows how to play feral. Like, even 99th percentile, they have to be slow. Or maybe it's just like, you just don't do well on these AoE fights, so it cucks you. God, y'all sent me on a whole different tangent here. Can I... Is this... I don't know these logs. Is this like when TBC first came out? Like, only people during that tier? Like, how do I check Magtheridon, maybe? This is phase 1. Can you show me phase 1 Magtheridon? I mean, at least Feral is above Balanced Druid now. Holy Christ. Dude, no fucking way. I swear I can get Feral Druid up here in the top, like, fucking 5. Maybe not top 5, but top 7. I'd do more than Shadow Priest. No. I'd out DPS these Ellie Shamans, these Arms Warriors, I'd out DPS all of them. Put the best on that class. I can't fathom it. I can't fathom. I don't understand. Magtheridon and Gruuls. Okay. Dude. I'm messaging Saren. Yo. You there? Saren's like my feral druid PVE feral like autist. He would do speedruns on a feral druid in classic, for example, and he would enchant his pummelers with 25 agility because he was trying to parse. So he would know these things. He knows TBC just as well. He's not there. He's got work. Fuck. Wasn't power shifting broken in phase 1? Oh my god. Yes. It was. That was when the weak Troll's Blood fucking event happened. Oh my god, I forgot. But you could still kind of do it with weak Troll's Blood, but it completely fucking butchered the class. No, that was beta. No, it wasn't, because I played phase 1 of TBC, and I'll go to fucking TBC, Sodapoppin, Karazhan. I bet I'm fucking weak Troll's Blooding in this shit. 2 years ago.
Just kill it. He'll come back to life.
299 weak Troll's Blood bound to V. There it is. And here's me in a group with Bruce Wayne, like I said.
At some point,
when the ad
I'm checking damage here. Damage done. I'm looking. Me and Bruce. Okay. Fucking hunters, man. Warlocks, the AoEing with Seed of Corruption. Okay, here we go. This is a bad fight. There's AoE on this. It's gotta be a different fight we can look at, for sure. Here we go. Prince Malzahar. Damage done. Look at that. Not bad.
Run away, little girl. Run away.
Big LOS.
All dimensions are open to me.
This damage is pretty good. This is wick.
It's landing on
Keep in
us.
mind, this is with weak Troll's Blood. It
I don't know
griefed.
where to
It was
go.
super annoying. I'm not going to get into what you had to do to fix
go
it.
Nivek.
Yeah, Nivik might be in the right spot. I'm getting a shit ton of parries and stuff, so my threat could be dropping right here. Careful.
Yeah, I see. I'm gonna start cow.
Yeah, all right. Either way, sorry, I got so distracted. Listen, I'm putting Feral in A tier. It's the best tank in the game. You can do really good damage. I don't give a fuck what these logs say. If you're not retarded and you actually understand your class, you're doing good damage. I swear to fuck. It's not going to be Warlock. It's not going to be Hunter. It's not going to be Arcane Mage. Nothing is but those. But your utility is solid. You bring Innervate. You got B-Res. It's A tier. It's A tier. Sue me. All right. Fire Mage. I feel like Fire Mage will not be good until you get enough crit rating. Is that wrong? Like you just Arcane Mage? Better than Feral? Kill yourself in game. It's D tier. You need haste. All right, so Fire is what? D tier, y'all think? I'm going, this is a Twitch chat. It's C tier. You just go Arcane. Let's go C tier. Frost Mage, I'm guessing, is also C tier. Fury Warrior, I'm seeing is some pretty good damage, but you bring jack shit for utility. You're less damage than a Hunter. You're a melee. Melees are annoying. You always hate melees in raids. They're just causing issues. Stacking the fuck up on the boss. And your damage is still worse. You bring no utility. I'd almost even go B tier. Ain't nobody wants you in the raid. Bring a Warlock. Either way. We'll go high B tier. I'll go high B tier. What the fuck is this? What spec is this? Disc? No, Disc is here. Smite Priest? Okay, stop. Move on. Holy Priests. I feel like Holy Priests are in PvE are good, right? Fury has the top 1 damage in every game, every phase, and you put Feral above them. Yeah. Well, keep in mind, they're not the #1 parse in every phase. They're 5th, and there's a pretty big gap between them and Destro Locks. They're melee, and they bring no utility. So why would you bring a Fury Warrior over a Feral? Unless you already have, like, the Ferals. Am I crazy? Battle Shout? I mean, you should have Battle Shout. You should bring an Arms Warrior. Arms Warriors, I almost want to put higher than Fury. But if you're bringing someone purely because of their DPS, and there's 4 people that do more damage than you, one of them provides utility, I don't know. I feel like that holds it back a bit. Fury Warrior Battle Shout is a net raid DPS increase in a double Hunter enhanced Feral physical group. Fine. A lot of Fury Warriors are upset. Low A tier. Fucking breathe. Take a breath. God. Is that high? No, that's low. Isn't the highest on the far left? Higher than Feral, you animal? Fine. That's all y'all care about. Marksman Hunters? I mean, you just don't do that. I don't know any Marksman Hunters. You don't do that. Ever. Palm Pyro Mages? We're trolling. That's not a PvE thing. Prot Paladins are. And this is where we have to get kind of specific, because it's like they're so good for tanking dungeons. They're probably going to be, they are the most sought after tank, but they're not as good as Ferals in raid. But in dungeons, which is honestly going to be where most people struggle, Prot Pallies are fucking awesome. We've got the best AoE. They're insane. They're crazy. But it's like, are we talking about raid? Are we talking about dungeons? And they're also important to have for a lot of raids just simply because of trash that comes in. Some bosses do have that, and then you want it there. Brain dead take, I'm right. You have to be rage baiting, but I'm right. With everything I just said. What about overall? Overall PvE? I mean, I've kind of already gone to overall. I'd probably put Warlocks. Well, I can't put them any higher. Like, I'd put Frost Mages higher if we're doing overall, because they're good in dungeons, right? Especially Heroics, which is honestly where most people are going to struggle. For only Fangs, I want a Mage in my group every single time. Polymorph is too good. Mage Utility is too good. So it's not really overall, but I'll put them in... I'd probably put them in... I mean, it's more important to compare them to Ferals and Warriors. Maybe high A tier. S tier. I just feel like I put it here and everyone's like, oh my god, they're the best tank. And that's the end of their thought process. Ugh. Prot warriors are shit. They have good cooldowns, but that's really it. B tier. You can do all of the raids with them. They're fine. Tanking is not really an issue. Resto shamans are S tier. Yeah. Resto druids? What do you do as a resto druid in raid? I actually don't know. You keep hots up on the tank, I assume 3 blooms, and then what? Because you're a tank healer. Okay. You innervate the arcane mage. Yeah. I'm surprised Resto's a good tank healer. I think paladins would do it. We'll put him in A tier. Yeah, all right. Ret paladin? Ret paladins bring a buff, don't they? What is it again? You want 1 Ret paladin in the raid. 3% crit to everyone. Wow. That's pretty crazy. Refresh judgments. That too. You got to refresh the judgments. So you need a Ret paladin. And their damage is pretty good too. It's not bad. Not crazy. Not bad. My tier, here we go. I'm going to put him in A tier for sure. I think pretty high A tier. Like right here behind UA lock. No, behind Arcane Mage. Yeah. I'll put him right there. Shadow Priest. Here we are again. You're just retarded. Dude. I actually wonder if there's a possibility to make this tier list without getting called retarded. Is it possible? From somebody. Utility, like I actually care more about utility than the fucking parsing, but I did that and I said that about classes and people get really upset. Like how valuable is a Shadow Priest? I know they're basically a mana battery. They're very important. I don't know exactly how much mana they're going to be giving their raid, and I don't know how much damage they're doing either. Okay, so they're very important. They do decent damage too. So what do y'all think? A lot of S tiers, a lot of A tiers, high B. Okay. Above Ret Pally. So like here. Okay. Affliction. Oh, this is PvP spec. We don't care. This is PvE. Subrogue, trash. Survival Hunter, S tier. I almost say it might be the best spec, considering it's got some of the highest damage and it has crazy utility. So I put it above BM Hunter, assuming you know what you're doing. Thoughts? Not better than BM, but it brings utility. BM Hunter doesn't. You need a really good BM Hunter or a Survival Hunter with high agility. Buffs the whole raid. But you do only need 1. And then you want the rest to be BM Hunters because they do more damage. That's true. But if I'm making a raid and I'm pugging it, I'm looking for a Survival Hunter. Not some parse monkey dumb fuck who's like, look at my pet. Look at me on the meters. No, I want the Survival Hunter. That to me is the real Chad. Absolutely. Holy Paladin is fucked up in F tier. Is this Holy Pally? Oh, you're right. I didn't realize it's Holy Pally. I feel like that's not the right icon. Holy Paladins, I think, are the worst healer, but they're good at healing tanks. I'm going to go... I mean, all healers are good. I'll go B tier. At least that's what I've been told. That's actually how all BM Hunters sound. True? Like, Holy Paladins don't have a lot of raid healing. They struggle, so you're going to struggle in dungeons. They're the worst healer in dungeons. Tell me I'm wrong. You need at least 1, but they're pretty much B tier. Yeah, you need it. They're good for healing tanks. Just spamming holy lights on one fucker the whole time, never stopping. Great healing. But chain heal on the raid, Druid can keep up life blooms and probably, you know, start tabbing life blooms in between. Just don't let your blooms fall off on the tank. Priests, circle of healing. You only have 4 healers in the whole game. That's it. Okay, well, that's it. So, essentially, if you want to be useless and a selfish piece of shit in PvE, play a rogue. Yeah, play a rogue. If you want to DPS, you got to play Arcane. And that's really it. Everything else is trash. If you want to be invited to raids, play a Shaman. You're good. You're needed. You're not the best at DPSing or anything, but you're needed, and you do good damage. You'll probably, if you're good at the game, you'll out DPS randoms for sure. If you're in a guild, they'll probably make you roll, you know, balance or something, so... Warlocks are the highest parsers, but you'll kill yourself with Seed of Corruption, guaranteed. So get used to running back. Survival Hunter's the highest, or BM Hunter's the highest DPS in the game early on. I don't think that changes for a while. But if you're an actual Chad, you play Survival Hunter because it's pretty much the same damage. Only difference is you provide utility for the whole raid. But you only need 1, so... But honestly, you should just play it if you're willing to. What else is in there? Prot Warriors are a worse tank. They have big cooldowns. Maybe there's some boss fights where it's good to have a Prot Warrior. You can tank everything as a Prot Warrior, but you're better off tanking it with a Feral Druid. They have stupid high health pool. You're just going to be able to just tank everything. Prot Paladins, you're the best tank for trash. Doing heroics, which honestly is vast majority of the actual game. It's not raid. Raid is once per week. Unless you're doing progression, and even then it's probably once per week. So you're the best at, you know, doing big AoE pulls. People are going to love you. Shadow Priest, you do decent damage, and you're a mana battery. People will not raid without you in, you know, caster's group. They need it. Balanced Druid, same thing. You not mana battery, but you fairy fire. You need to have one in the raid. Rep Paladin gives the entire raid 3% damage and crit. You need to have one in the raid. People will be sad without it. Survival Hunter is a big buff. Arms Warrior, you provide a damage buff to the entire raid. People will be sad without it. Oh, hold on. Saren messaged me. I got a feral question. You got a sec? Okay, hold on. Saren said this. My opinion would be that its real value is a lot closer to enhancement. Ooh. Ooh. Just saying. You're surrounded by yes men? Yes. Yes, I am. It's great. Love it. It's about the same damage as enhancement, actually. But then you provide off-tanking and you provide leader of the pack, which is kind of a big deal. So, but you need to actually be in a good group for buffs and not just thrown somewhere to give them crit buff. Okay. Let's go PvP. Can you send me another thingamajig, Vulps, so I can do PvP tier list? Oh, thanks, Asmo. This is Black Temple. Bro, look at this fucking... Only look at the dots at the very end. This is an actual feral DPSing. This is all off tanks just dragging down the average. Check 99%, it looks better. Okay. Yeah, that looks way better. Look at that. Feral's doing something. More damage than enhancement. Surpassed him. Combat Rogue is actually doing damage? The fuck? Fury Warrior is #1? Oh, Glaives kick in, huh? This is 99th percentile. Wow, Glaives do a lot of work. BM Hunter's still up here. Destro Lock still up here. Doesn't matter. Interesting. All right. PvP tier list. So PvP, I'm only going to look at classes and specs that are actually a thing. Arms Warrior is B tier. This is Combat Rogue. No, this is Assassination Rogue. F tier. F tier for specs that you shouldn't play in PvP. You don't play that. You don't play that. You don't play that. Ooh, but Dream State. Is this Dream State? You have Moonkin form. I don't know. Did you actually play TBC? I played a lot, yeah. Yeah, that's like Moonkin. I feel like Resto is just Resto. So we're going to go F tier Moonkin form. You could probably do something with it. Let's see, BM Hunter. trash. It's gonna be the best at the beginning, but then people get resil and it's not playable anymore. Combat rogue, trash. Demo lock, trash. Destro lock, trash. There's an SLSL, and that's gonna go A tier. Rogues will be in their own unique area. They're up there at the top. Disc Priest is A tier. Feral Druid is C tier. You can actually get, like, I think the highest rated person in the world, it was fucking Petrax and I forget the Druid's name. Y'all will know who it is. Spotman. Yeah, I think they got highest rated in the world as Feral Druid Rogue, but it's real gimmicky. And there's a lot of Qs. You got to queue into the right shit. It's AIDS. I still put Feral in C tier. It's just, rogues are just so dumb. Frost Mage is going to go, I might even go B tier with Warriors. Like, I know Mage Rogue is busted, but so is Feral Rogue. Like, I don't think I want to put them past Disc Priest and SL Lock. Enhancement, fucking D tier. Ellie Shaman, D tier. Fire Mage, fucking unplayable. Fury Warrior, just get out. Holy Paladin, C tier. Holy Priest, get out. Marks Hunter. You play as survival in PvP as a hunter, right? You can do both. Well, BM, fuck BM. That's, again, it's going to be the best at the beginning of TBC. No one has resilience. You just pop BM and it dies, right? But then you start getting resilience, and it's like, do you play Marks or Survival for the dampening build? 2s is Survival. Okay. Well, they're both good. All right. Well, I'm going to put Survival. I might put Survival in A tier and Marksman in, like, B. Something like that. They're both good and viable. You just dampen people, I feel like. Palm Pyro Mage, same as BM Hunter. All right, it's going to be great at the beginning, but you're trolling once people get resil. Resto Shaman, honestly, probably the upper C tier, because you can play, maybe B tier. Because you can play with Rep Paladins and get rank 1, and you can play with Warriors and get rank 1. You can get rank 1 with everything above C tier. You can get rank 1 with everything in D tier, too, if you really know what you're doing. Resto Druid is, like, a very high A tier. I mean, honestly, it might be something like that. Might put, I think Disc Priest is better than Resto Druid when you really know what you're doing, but for the vast majority, Resto Druid is just going to be easier to just heal, never go. Rep Paladin is going to have to go C tier. Shadow Priest is actually probably an A tier. Why is Mage so low? Well, Mage Rogue is really good, but from what I've gathered, like, the highest rated teams are Rogue Healer. Rogue Healer. Like, you can, I'm sure, like, a lot of content creators, but it's Rogue Priest, Rogue Warlock, Rogue Resto Druid. Rogue Disc is, that's why I have Disc Priest so fucking high. They're just disgusting. Rogue Mage. Rogue Mage is an incredible comp. You'll get rank 1 with it. You know what? You're right. I'll put Mage in A tier. I'll move them up. Arms Warrior I put in B tier because I feel like in 2026 you just sit so much CC. Everyone's so much better at the game and you're just crowd controlled way more. It's a little more difficult in AIDS. And then Marksman is just a worse survival. That's my opinion. This is it. I mean, at the end of the day, Rogue is the best. Mage is S tier. You're retarded. No, Rogue is here by itself, as it should be. This is it. Mage is S tier. Do you think Rogue Mage does so well because of the Mage? Or because of the Rogue? I mean, both, sure. But there's also Rogue Lock. There's Rogue Disc Priest. There's Rogue Resto Druid. The only reason Shadow Priest is here is because of Rogue. The only reason Mage is here. I guess Priest Mage kind of works, but it's not that good. Most of these classes are here because Rogue can make it work. Double Rogue is arguably the best comp. It's like, what are we talking about? Y'all fucking look at ratings ever? The only reason Feral can even get rank 1 is because it plays with a rogue. That's it. What about 3s? I don't know much about 3s. 3s aren't as queued. Maybe they are queued a lot, but they're not queued as much because 2s, it's easier to find one partner. And if 2s gets you rank 1, and if 2s gets you the ratings and the gear, people tend to queue it more, and it becomes more popular. Even though I think 2s is fucking stupid. That's what people play. That's how it works. If you make 2s viable, it's just an easier door to walk through. Mage is good in 2s, 3s, and 5s. They deserve S. No. Disagree. Honestly, I'll put mages ahead of survival hunters. I'll do that. But I think survival hunter is insane in 2s because of dampening and the drain ability, assuming you play dwarf. BM hunter is really an F tier. Dude, would it make you feel better if I moved it up? You can be retarded, you can queue up, and you can probably get 1600 once everyone has resilience. You go right ahead. Enhancement Shaman is also pretty playable. I've seen, I think it was Pays or whatever. He was playing Enhancement Shaman Resto Druid, and he was actually owning with it. I don't know what rating he ended up getting, but it is worse than the others. But it is possible. You have about as many comps you can play that are viable as Ferals have. So yeah, I'll put it next to Feral. Holy Paladin has to play with a warrior, and even then it still sucks. Ret Paladin has to play with a Resto Shaman, and even then it still sucks. Ironforge PVP leaderboards. Let's see here. Rogue Resto Druid, Rogue Mage, Mage that played with a Rogue, Rogue, Priest, probably played with a Rogue, Druid, played with a Rogue, Priest, Rogue, Resto Druid Warrior. This is the highest one. I think it's Azzy God. Okay. Warrior Druid again, 2 of them. Wow. Warrior Holy Paladin. Look at that. None of you will ever be these people. All these people getting really high rated with off-meta teams, you will never be them. Give up. Play the meta or you're fucked. You are not good enough to not play the meta and do well. Anyways, Druid Lock, Rogue Mage, Druid Warrior, Rogue, Lock Priest. Here's Spotman. Here it is. Give us beta. This is the Feral Rogue I was telling you they got really high rated with. Feral Rogue. A lot of these people might have just been invited. They weren't the actual people queuing. They just get invited to high rated teams because they like being on the leaderboard. Some of them just fucking pay to be there, I swear. Rogue Druid, Paladin Warrior. There's a Hunter. God, Hunters are fucking awful. But yeah, you can see how yellow it is. Rogues are S tier. They should be by themselves. I did move Mage up, though, because Mage is really good. I'll put it... Actually, how many of these fuckers are Shadow? Like, how many Shadow Priest Rogues? None? Okay. Then in that case, like, we'll put Shadow here, maybe. It's only good versus Warrior Druid. Okay. All right. I didn't know... I really? I feel like I went against a lot of Shadow Priest Rogues, like, when I was queuing with Zico, when we were 2,700. It's a lot up there. It was mainly fucking Rogue Priest. But yeah, all right. We'll move that to B tier then. You played at 2K? I was 2,700. We were the highest rated team in NA. I already know the comments are coming. In NA for a pretty good amount of time. And of course, I watched a lot. Y'all think I don't know PvP? Y'all don't trust anything I say. It's crazy. Either way, this is what I've gathered from watching and playing the bit that I've played. This is the tier list, I'd say. Everything in this bottom F tier section, you're not playing the spec and PvP if you want to do well. You need to be really good at the game. You need to really understand what the fuck is going on. And if you're not already, don't try. if you want to get rank 1 on anything C tier and below. Just don't try. Or do well, even. B tier and above are all very viable. Well, funnily, a Resto Shaman has to be paired with a Warrior or a Rep Paladin. You just have to play with that. Rep Paladin has to play with a Resto Shaman. Warrior can play with a Priest or a Druid. Or a Holy Pally. But yeah. A tier, you're solid. Pretty much everything here plays with a Rogue. Except Hunter. Hunter, you just dampen people. But you have Viper Sting and it's fun. You get a Scorpion pet. Mage can play with a Priest and do well. And Mage can play with a Rogue and do better. Everything here playing with the Rogue. It's the best comps in the game. Because Rogue is broken. And it's a very unfun class to go against at this point. I hate Rogues. I hate them with a passion. I hate everyone who plays Rogue. Truly a bitch-made class. Either way. GG's.